Hello folks and welcome back to another video. So today guys I'm going to be giving you my 2021 Oscar predictions. Of course the Oscars are this Sunday, so it is now that time to give you guys my predictions. Before we get into this, I just want to right off the bat remind you that if you guys enjoy awards season content or movie content in general, then please hit that red subscribe button. I will be reacting to the 2021 Oscars this Sunday, and also don't forget to give this video a like if you do enjoy. Just show your support. Also, before I get into this, guys, I wanted to explain how this process is going to go. Now, the way I did this last year is I believe I gave who I think will win for each of these Oscar categories, and then I think it was either who I wanted to win or who I thought should win. I'm gonna do it a little bit different this year. Rather than giving a who I think will and want or will and should, I am gonna give a who I think will win. That'll be my official prediction. But then I'm gonna give one potential upset for each of these categories. Now, there's only one category where I'm going to list more than just one potential upset. You can probably guess which category that is. And then the only categories where I will not include a potential upset are categories where I think the winner is pretty much a lock. If I'm pretty sure that one individual or one film is going to win a category, I'm going to label it a lock, and I'm not going to include an upset for that category. I think that's it, guys. Let's get into it. So our first category here is actor in a leading role, and really quickly, I also wanted to mention these categories are all going to be kind of in a weird order. I'm going to be giving my predictions in kind of a weird order. I'm starting out with actor in a leading role. I'm going to include timestamps down in the description below, so if there's a particular category that you want to see me discuss, then go ahead down in the description below where the timestamps will be, and look for the category that you're most interested in or that you want to hear me discuss, because again, I'm going to be listing my predictions off in kind of a weird order here. So we are starting off with actor in a leading role. This is definitely one of the easier ones. For who I think will win, I'm going with Chadwick Boseman. Now what's interesting is, you know, I had been saying, I think, for most of awards season, and I'd heard a lot of other people say that Chadwick's going to sweep awards season. Of course, that didn't happen. Anthony Hopkins ended up winning the BAFTA most recently, and so Chadwick did not end up sweeping. However, I still think he's going to. I still think he's going to win the Oscar. I think, you know, the BAFTA being a British award show and Anthony Hopkins being British, and you know, I think that probably, you know, kind of home field advantage, if you want to call it that, probably helped him a little bit. Now, I don't want to take away from his performance. I still haven't seen The Father, but I've heard he's fantastic, perhaps the best performance of the year. So, you know, I have him as a potential upset because I do think he has a good chance at upsetting here, but I still think the momentum is with Chadwick. I think people in the acting branch are going to want to give him this Oscar. I honestly do. So potential Anthony Hopkins upset, but I'm going with Chadwick. All right, moving on down to actor in a supporting role. Okay, this is my first lock. So this is a category where I'm pretty confident that Daniel Kaluuya is going to win supporting actor. That's my prediction. I'm not going to give a potential upset for this category because, like I said, I'm confident in Daniel Kaluuya winning here for actor in a supporting role. So he's someone who has been sweeping. He's still sweeping. And I think he's going to complete the sweep with an Oscar win here. I'm confident in that. Like I said, it's a lock. I'm labeling it a lock. Really, there's nobody else who's a strong contender. Now, I do want to really quickly go over here to the Oscar nominations, just so we can take a look at some of these other nominees. I'm not going to do this for every category, don't worry. I just wanted to quickly take a look here. So we have Sacha Baron Cohen, we have Leslie Odom Jr., we have Paul Raci, we have Lakeith Stanfield. We have a lot of great performances in this category. I wasn't a huge fan of The Trial of Chicago 7 as a film. I didn't mind Sacha Baron Cohen in that movie. I thought he was good. Leslie Odom Jr. I was really impressed with. Paul Raci was really impressed with. He would maybe, even though I don't see him winning this at all, I really liked his performance. I think, I think he's a close second to Daniel Kaluuya in terms of someone who deserves to win. And then Lakeith Stanfield, another great performance. I was shocked to see him get nominated here, but I wasn't shocked because he's not deserving. I was just shocked to see him nominated for supporting because, of course, he's nominated alongside his co-star, Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah, there isn't a clear second, I don't think, but, in my opinion, Paul Raci, Lakeith Stanfield, they were both incredible. And Leslie Odom Jr. was incredible, too. Sacha Baron Cohen's the only one where I'm like, I don't know. Deserves to be nominated, I guess, but doesn't deserve a win, in my opinion. All right, so let's move on. I don't want to take too much time because we got a lot of categories to get through. All right, so actress in a leading role. So this one's interesting. This is one where I've changed my prediction all award season. I've been predicting Carey Mulligan, and then I've been saying, well, I would like to see Frances McDormand win because she was my personal favorite performance of the year. But if I were to make my prediction, and if I were to bet money, I would put my money on Carey. That's what I've been saying all award season. However, the SAGs happened. And if you watched the SAGs or if you heard about the winners, the SAG winners, one of the headline was that Viola Davis won actress in a leading role at the Screen Actors Guild Awards, which had been rumored, some people were claiming that, information had been leaked that Viola won, but of course, many of us who make predictions on this kind of stuff, we disregard that information as not being true. And then Viola ended up winning. So I don't know if it was just a pure coincidence or if there was actually truth to these leaks, but Viola did end up winning. And what's interesting about the lead actress category, which has now become the most unpredictable category, for most of awards season, supporting actress was like the big wild card category. Now it's lead actress. And the reason this is such a wild card category is because not one actress in this that is nominated. Let me move over here real quick just to show you the actresses that are nominated for leading role. Not one of these actresses nominated here that you see have won more than one major award this award season. Not one. Every single actress listed here has won a major award in this category except Vanessa Kirby. Viola, of course, won the SAG most recently, or not most recently. Andra Day won the Golden Globe. Frances McDormand most recently won the BAFTA, and then Carey Mulligan won Critics' Choice. But not one has won more than one. So there isn't a clear frontrunner here. Really, it comes down to which award show which award, I should say, do you put the most credibility, I guess, into. And for me, I put most confidence when it comes to predicting the Oscar in the Screen Actors Guild. So because Viola won the Screen Actors Guild, I'm going with her. This is really tough, though, because for all of awards season, Carey had the momentum, and the story was that, well, she hasn't won an Oscar yet. So this is finally her time to win an Oscar. I think Viola, I'm not sure if she's won an Oscar or if she's just been nominated, but she's gotten a lot of love from the Academy. And then, of course, Frances has won too. So the story that we've gotten is that Carey's yet to win. This is her time. She's due for an Oscar. But with Viola winning Screen Actors Guild, that's the award that I put the most, credibility, the most confidence into, and that's what is leading me to this prediction. If Carey would have won the Screen Actors Guild, honestly, if any of these actresses would have won the Screen Actors Guild, I probably would be predicting them. Even if Vanessa Kirby won the Screen Actors Guild, I'd be strongly considering her just because it's such an unpredictable category. So my prediction's Viola. Of course, potential upsets I have being Carey Mulligan, Frances McDormand. Really the only actresses I can't see winning are Andra Day and Vanessa Kirby. But this is a three-horse race for sure. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Carey Mulligan won. and I wouldn't be surprised at all if Frances McDormand won. But the person I'm predicting is Viola Davis because of her SAG win. All right, moving on. Actress in a supporting role. So this, like I mentioned, used to be the unpredictable category, but because of Ye Jung-yoon winning both the BAFTA and the Critics' Choice, she's now become the only actress, supporting nominated actress, to win more than one major award. You know, we've seen Maria Bakalova. She won, of course, she won the Critics' Choice. I have to make a correction. Ye Jung-yoon won the Screen Actors Guild. So she won the Screen Actors Guild and the BAFTA. Maria Bakalova only won the Critics' Choice, and then we saw Jodie Foster win the Golden Globe. So because Ye Jung-yoon's now won 2 major awards, it's pretty safe to predict her for supporting role, and this has now become this has become a category that I'm actually pretty confident in. So I'm predicting Ye Jung-yoon. In terms of potential upsets, of course, like out of all of the actresses that are nominated alongside her, I said I wouldn't do this for every category. Now I am. The one that I feel most confident in upsetting, or that I could see upset the most here, is Maria Bakalova. Honestly, even though she plays a comedic role, and that's not something, it isn't the kind of role that the Oscars normally lean towards. She's the one that I see winning just because she did win the Critics' Choice, and I put more into the Critics' Choice than I do the Golden Globes, just because the Golden Globes can do wacky things, and of course, I mean, that's kind of a moot point because Jodie Foster isn't even nominated. And then, of course, Amanda Seyfried, she hasn't won any major awards. Neither has Glenn Close, even though she was an actress I was predicting at the beginning of awards season, but she hasn't won anything. Olivia Colman, same thing. This is actually a pretty easy category, and I think this is a 2-horse race between Ye Jung-yoon and Maria Bakalova, but I am pretty confident in this one, much more confident than I am in lead actress in predicting Ye Jung-yoon. All right. Best Animated Feature Film. This is now where we're going to pick up a little bit more speed. Lock. This is my second locked category. Soul's gonna win. Soul's gonna win. If it doesn't win, I'll be shocked. Yeah, let's move on. Soul's a great film, by the way. I've seen it twice. So good. It deserves to win, even though I haven't seen any of the other ones. I think it deserves to win. Cinematography. Okay, this is the one where we've seen a little bit of a shakeup because recently, and I can't remember the name of the award show. You'll have to forgive me, but. Eric Messerschmidt, the cinematographer for Mank, won the Cinematography Award show. So now people are saying that, now is Mank now the front runner for cinematography? I'm still going with Joshua James Richards. If he doesn't win, I think it's going to be kind of a shame. Again, I don't want to, be too biased because I haven't seen Mank. It'll end up being the only Best Picture nominee that I will not have seen. I'm going to watch The Father before the Oscars. But if Nomadland doesn't win, I'm going to be a little disappointed because I think the cinematography is the best part of that film, which is saying something because I think Francis is great. Chloe Zhao's direction is amazing. But I think the cinematography is the best aspect, and I think Joshua James Richards is deserving. So yeah, but potential upset, of course, Mank, just because of all of the talk, and even if it hadn't won that cinematography award, I think it would still be the upset potential. So, yeah, moving on. Okay, costume design. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom has been winning a lot of costume awards, so I think this is pretty easy. Potential upset. Really, with a lot of these costume, hair and makeup, production design, it's kind of between Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and Mank. They're really the two favorites in a lot of those categories. For costume, I'm predicting Ma Rainey's just because that's the film that's been winning. Mank, potential upset. Directing, this is my third lock. Chloe Zhao. I did originally put Emerald Fennell as a potential upset, but to be completely honest with you guys, that's kind of a stretch even though I think Emerald Fennell is the close, well, isn't the close second, is the second. I don't think she's a close second. Therefore, me putting her as an upset would just be to have someone there. And again, this is why I wanted to do the locks, because if I don't really see them winning, why even mention it? You know what I mean? So Chloe Zhao's my prediction. I honestly would be pretty surprised if she didn't win. Yeah, if Thomas Vinterberg won, that would be amazing. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would be thrilled. All right. If you haven't seen my Vinterberg nomination reaction, I'm going to put a little card up here for you guys to click on that. Please go watch that. All right, moving on. Documentary. Okay. I haven't seen any of these documentaries. I honestly haven't. Let's take a look at these, because when I was reacting to these Oscar nominations, they kept listing these, and I was like, what? Where is Dick Johnson? Where is Boys State? What's going on? I was informed after uploading that video that the Oscars like to be really weird with their documentary nominations, apparently, and they like to not nominate the documentaries that many people think should be nominated, or the ones that deserve to be nominated. I've heard Collective was great, and a lot of these I've heard are good. Mole Agent looks really cute. From what I've heard, and Time is another one I've heard great things about. But my Octopus Teacher, that's the one apparently that is kind of the front runner here. Potential upset from what I heard. Crypt Camp could maybe win, but my Octopus Teacher sounds like it's the front runner. It's gonna win, so that's my prediction. All right, film editing. To many people's surprise, Sound of Metal has been the film that's been winning editing. Many people were expecting Trial of the Chicago 7 to be winning editing, and it hasn't been. So because of that, it's really hard to not predict Sound of Metal, because if you didn't predict Sound of Metal, you would be predicting the upset at this point, because the film that hasn't been winning is The Trial of the Chicago 7. The film that has been winning is Sound of Metal. So I think it's risky to not predict it, I guess. So I think Sound of Metal is definitely the safe prediction here. But a film that could potentially upset is The Trial of the Chicago 7. Again, the reason many people were initially expecting Trial to win at this award is because it is the most edited film, I guess you could say. A lot of quick cuts, a lot of very energetic editing, whereas Sound of Metal obviously it's much more of a sound-driven film. And editing really isn't something that a lot of people were looking at this film as like, oh yeah, that seems like a film that could win editing. Not really, but it's been winning, so yeah, I think it's hard to bet against it. All right, Best International Feature Film, Another Round is my prediction, and I hope it wins because it was my favorite film of 2020. I've mentioned this many times before. I'm rooting for it, even though I haven't seen any of these other films, but I'm sure they're great. I'm sure all of the films nominated for International Feature are great, but I'm sorry, but I'm biased. Another Round, I want it to win. I want Thomas Vinterberg to win Director, even though he won't. This is the film. This is the one category. This is the one Oscar that Another Round is going to earn, and I say earn because it's a great movie. I mean, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen Another Round, you should check it out. It's a Danish film. It's great. So good. Such a unique story. So well made. So well acted. Mads Mikkelsen and the entire cast is incredible. The best ending to a film I've seen in my life. I don't think that's hyperbole. I think I mean that. Anyways, let's move on. Oh yeah, and that's also a lock. Okay, makeup and hairstyling. Who I think will win. Again, this is another one that's going to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Now, I said that for makeup and hair, it's I said earlier that this is one of the categories that I think, it's kind of between Mank and Ma Rainey's, but actually, Hillbilly Elegy, I think, probably has the best chance at upsetting. Even though I haven't seen Mank, and even though I know it's a film that is one of the aspects of it that kind of stands out is its hairstyling and makeup, even though with black and white, it can be kind of hard to notice the makeup a little bit. But Hillbilly Elegy is a very makeup and hair-driven film. To make Glenn Close look the way she does, to make Amy Adams look the way she does, that's a very makeup and hair-driven film. So I think it definitely has a potential at upsetting. But another makeup and hair-driven film, of course, is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and that's what's been winning, so that's my prediction. All right, let's move on. Music, original score. Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, John Batiste, Soul, Lock. It's winning. Let's move on. Best original song. Originally I had this one as a lock, but then I thought to myself, well, EOC won the Golden Globe. Could happen. I think it's worth putting as a potential upset, so I did. But my prediction is Speak Now. It's an amazing song. You know, I did listen to EOC. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. But again, music is very subjective. I personally really enjoy Speak Now, and I'm rooting for it because I really do like the song a lot. And Leslie Odom Jr. has a really good voice. If you didn't watch the BAFTAs and if you didn't hear him perform, yes, he's good at singing. But potential upset, yeah, EOC maybe. Could see it maybe happening. But yeah, Speak Now is my prediction. All right, production design. All right, now this one's gonna go to Mank. This one's gonna go to Mank. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, potential upset. The production design for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom is quite impressive and is quite eye-popping, if that's the correct term, if I'm using the correct terminology. Especially the opening scene. If you've seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, you know what I'm talking about when I say opening scene. Literally, it's like, well, it's not either the opening scene or like first like few minutes of the movie we get introduced to the band, and they're walking to the recording studio, and you get that like wide shot of, you know, this city. So cool. It looks so cool. They did a great job with that. Yeah, it's one of the best shots in the film, honestly. It might be the best shot in the film. Really cool. So the production design's great in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, but from what I've heard, Mank, of course, recreating the 1940s, probably going to win production design. So that is my prediction. That's what I'm going with. All right, sound. Sound of Metal, lock. This is its category to win. If anything else wins, I will be shocked. Yeah, this don't have to spend a lot of time on this one. Sound of Metal's winning. Visual effects. All right, so this was another one that I originally had as a lock, but it is worth mentioning The Midnight Sky because it could maybe happen. It could maybe happen. The Midnight Sky definitely has like the most visual effects. So, you know, even though the Oscars are known, are they known for that? I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not. But 1917 won visual effects when it came out over, I remember I predicted, this was last year, of course, I predicted The Lion King to win. And The Lion King, you know, had like the most visual effects, I guess you could say, making the animals look so real. And I thought, this makes sense to win, right? No, they gave it to 1917, and I remember my first reaction was, where are the effects in that movie? Well, the effects are very subtle, right? You don't notice them as much, but there are actually quite a few effects in 1917. So the Oscars are you know, they'll give this award to the movies where the effects aren't always really obvious, or there aren't a ton of effects. With Tenet, there's actually quite a few effects, but it's not like, you know, it's not like it's in your face effects, if you know what I mean. But I think it's deserving. Again, The Midnight Sky has like the most effects out of all the films that are nominated. So again, it could happen, but actually with the way the Oscars are with this category, to me it makes the most sense for them to give it to Tenet. And if Tenet's going to win any category, of course it's going to be this one. So yeah, I'm predicting Tenet. All right, writing, adapted screenplay. This one was interesting because the WGA actually gave adapted screenplay to Borat's subsequent movie film, which I remember when I saw that I was pretty surprised. However, even though, you know, I think the WGA does hold a lot of merit when it comes to, is that the right word, merit? When it comes to this category, because of course this is the writing category, I'm still predicting Nomadland. I just don't see the Oscars giving it to Borat to, again, you know, I'm not saying that because it's a comedy movie, it doesn't deserve it. That's not what I'm saying at all. It's hard for me to imagine the Oscars doing it. If they do, whatever. I mean, Nomadland's gonna win multiple awards. So if it doesn't win this one, I'm not gonna be distraught. Chloe Zhao's gonna get her directing win, and I think Nomadland's gonna win other awards. And I did watch Borat 2, and I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was fun. I thought it was pretty funny. So if it wins, I'm not going to be upset or anything like that. But I just can't really see the Oscars doing it. But I did put it as a potential upset because, yeah, it could happen. WGA, that was where they predicted. But I'm going to predict Nomadland because to me that just makes the most sense with the Oscars and all that good stuff. All right, let's move on. All right, now, of course, we have original screenplay. And this one is pretty easy. Honestly, I could have easily made this a lock because Promising Young Woman has just been winning. It's been winning, and Trial of the Chicago 7, although a lot of people were, thinking that Aaron Sorkin was going to get another Oscar, it hasn't been winning. So again, it's very difficult to bet against a movie that's been winning over and over again. It won the WGA, it won the Critics' Choice, and it won the BAFTA. So Aaron Sorkin just hasn't been winning. But because Aaron Sorkin is Aaron Sorkin, it's very tough for me to just say, oh yeah, it's a lock, Emerald Fennell's going to win, no question, no doubt. It's hard for me to do that. So even though I could have easily made this a lock just because Promising Young Woman has just been winning, I didn't feel comfortable making this category a lock just because, Aaron Sorkin being the Academy darling that he is, I wouldn't be like blown away or like, absolutely shocked if they did give it to Aaron Sorkin. But if I were to bet money, if I were to place money down here on this category, I would be betting my money on Promising Young Woman and Emerald Fennell to win original screenplay because they have all the momentum, they've been winning, and yeah. All right, and now we are down to our final category, and of course that category is Best Picture. And the film that I believe will win Best Picture this year in 2021 is Nomadland. Nomadland. It was not my favorite film of last year, but here's what's interesting, is I do have a Letterboxd account, and by the way, if you want to go check out my Letterboxd, if you want to follow me on Letterboxd, I'm going to put my Letterboxd down in the description below. It's Nathan the Movie Guy, same as my channel name. I like to do lists, year lists, favorite films of the year, and list them from least favorite to favorite on Letterboxd. Because Nomadland, even though it did come out and it was shown at film festivals in 2020, I put it in my 2021 list, and I think it's my second favorite film of 2021 so far, right behind the Billie Eilish documentary, which if you haven't seen that, it's really good. It's on Apple TV+. If it were to go on my 2020, it would probably be, oh God, it would probably be like maybe 2 maybe 2 or 3. Second or third favorite of the year. Of course, my favorite was Another Round, as I mentioned earlier. But I love Nomadland. Of course, there's always critics, right? There's always critics. People are going to say, oh, it doesn't have a plot, it doesn't have a plot. Well, yes, it does have a plot. If it didn't have a plot, I would have been bored, and I wasn't bored. Therefore, it had a plot. And Frances McDormand was great. I think she was perhaps the best performance of 2020. I know that, that's stuff is subjective, I guess, but I from a tech, like I've mentioned before, she was in Nomadland. She played a human character, right? She, and not to take away from the other performances, not to take away from someone like Carey Mulligan, who played kind of a more eccentric character, a little exaggerated. You know what I mean? Not to say someone couldn't be like that in real life, but Frances McDormand really did play like a normal, I don't want to say normal person, that sounds weird, but like someone that you probably know in your life. Like I don't know many, Carey Mulligan, Promising Young Woman people in my life, but I do know a lot of Frances McDormand Nomadland characters in my life, and she did a great job at just playing this really grounded, relatable, real person, and she does it so well, and that's why I think she's perhaps the best performance. Why did I get off on that? Anyways, Nomadland, great film. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on Hulu right now, I believe. It's on Hulu. It should still be on Hulu. It's an amazing film. I think it's going to win Best Picture. But I'm not gonna give a lock. I don't think I'm ever gonna give a lock for Best Picture because there's always another film that could possibly shock us and upset and all that great stuff. And the only other film I see doing this. Let's take a look at the nominees. But the only other film I see surprising is Promising Young Woman. And honestly, it wouldn't be a surprise necessarily, although Nomadland's been winning everything. Out of all of these, The Father, Judas, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial, the only other one I see winning other than Nomadland is Promising Young Woman. Now, if you would have asked me, a few weeks ago, a month ago, whatever, I would probably still be saying Trial of the Chicago 7 has a legit chance, but to be honest with you guys at this point, I don't see Trial winning, and I just don't think it's a good enough film. You know what I mean? Like, it's a political film, so I think that might kind of give it a push. Politically driven films tend to innately have some momentum behind them, but I just don't think it's a good enough film to win Best Picture. Promising Young Woman, another kind of political film that deals with social issues. But on top of that, it's a really good film. It's a very entertaining film. I've seen it twice, and I've enjoyed it both times. Although it's not perfect, it has some plot holes. It's a really well-made film, very well directed, very well written, very well acted. So yeah, if any film's gonna upset, I see it being Promising Young Woman, but I'm ultimately predicting Nomadland because it's been winning everything. I think it deserves to win Best Picture. I think it's the best film out of all of the Best Picture nominees. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Those are my predictions for the 2021 Oscars. Please, in the comment section down below, let me know what your predictions are for the 2021 Oscars. And I cannot wait to react to the Oscars this Sunday. It's an exciting time. It's our Super Bowl, right? It's our grand finale to awards season. It's been a great awards season. It's been so fun doing this, so fun predicting, so fun reacting, all of that great stuff. Let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed. Also, if you enjoy awards season content and or movie content in general, please hit that red subscribe button. I would really appreciate it and help my channel grow a little bit. And I'm going to have to figure out what to do after awards season because that's all I've been doing for the last 2 months. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.